One of the things that confuses my clients most is how they can be so determined in their mind that they don't want to drink, that they hate the way they feel in the morning, and that they just can't stick with it. Because in any logical world, knowing that something hurts you means you don't do it again. You stop doing it. You burn yourself once, you don't put your hand back in the fire. And they don't understand why it is that they feel so certain in their own mind that today will be different. Tonight they won't drink again. And then come that evening, they've got the glass in their hand that becomes the bottle, that becomes the guilt, the shame, and the hangover of next day. So I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on, why you can't change your drinking with the decision you've made, and what needs to be in place to allow you to change your drinking with grace and ease. Because if it's not easy, you're not going to stick with it. Life isn't supposed to be harder. It's supposed to be an experience of joy. So what's going on? When you make the decision that you are not going to drink, you make it up here with the awareness of how you feel about your drinking the next day, or what you might have said, or what you might have done, or looking at your phone because you don't know who you spoke to or texted, whatever. You know that you feel really bad about your drinking. You know that it makes you feel physically bad. You know it hurts you emotionally. You know it causes stress and pain to those that love you most. You want to feel better in yourself. You want to be a better version of yourself. And you know that simply by not drinking so much, not drinking every day, not drinking the whole bottle, will deliver what you dream of being, who you dream of being, and who you deserve to be. The problem is you don't change anything that you have an emotional attachment to by what you know the results are. So what's going on? Your drinking is a method of self-protection, a method of self-protection against emotional discomfort, whether that's boredom, loneliness, lack of confidence, um, the mind chatter that goes on that causes you to feel so bad about yourself. It's even the method of protection against the memories of how you were the last time you drank. And it makes no logical sense. Your drinking isn't logically driven, it's emotionally driven, and it is there to protect you from emotional pain. And on some levels, in the first few sips, it does, even if that emotional pain is just to shut down that mind chatter, that battle you've gone. You've made the decision in the morning, I'm not going to drink. And then as the day has worn on, that decision has started to shift and started to weaken. And then the mind chatter has come in and don't do this, please don't do this. Please, you promised. And you have the other side of that battle, that softer, gentler voice. It's not that bad. It'll be different this time. You've had a tough day. We'll start again tomorrow. When you have that disconnect, that battle in your head, when you have that feeling um, of any emotion that you can't cope with, alcohol comes to the forefront to protect you from it in intention. It's not the result, but it is always the intention. It is a method of protecting you. And whilst you feel on a deeper level that it does offer that protection, you don't feel safe in your body when you make the decision not to drink. So then when you don't feel safe in your body, and alcohol is still a method of self-protection, that anxiety, that sense of deprivation isn't about alcohol, or it definitely isn't about not having alcohol. It's about leaving yourself unprotected from emotional discomfort. Does that make sense? When what you think about alcohol, as in, I'm not going to drink, I want to feel better, and what you feel around alcohol, as in, I don't need alcohol to protect me, I can protect myself. When you understand that at the level you need to understand it in your body, and you know you understand it in your body when you feel neutral around alcohol. When you feel neutral around alcohol and you make the decision intellectually, not logically, not to drink tonight, you won't drink. When you make the decision not to drink tonight based on the guilt, shame, embarrassment, hangover, whatever, lack of being able to cope with feelings of boredom, loneliness, lack of confidence, whatever, whilst you have those feelings within you, and you have within you the feeling that alcohol supports you in any way, you cannot change your drinking. It's not that you will not be able to do it. You cannot, because it exists on a level you don't understand, but definitely feel that life will be harder without it. So this is a very short one. This has come off the back of a client call this morning who understands fully that when she feels in her body emotionally safe, alcohol has no pull. She understands completely that the reason it existed in the way that it did, in this way that she had no control over, was because she held the belief that it offered her protection, and she felt that in her body. So my name is Sonia Grimes. I'm the alcohol control coach, and I work through the emotional science of being sober. It's a process I've created myself, and the program itself is called the Simply Sober Path. It took me 29 years to regain control of my drinking, 29 years of feeling lesser on every level, particularly around being the mother to my one in billions and billions only child, my only son, and I was his only parent. I didn't understand that I was emotionally addicted to alcohol, emotionally dependent on alcohol. I was fearful. I felt that I was an alcoholic. There was no other way to describe it. But from the moment I got really curious and understood the driver of my drinking, the driver of the mind battle, which was that alcohol was a source of comfort to me, everything became clear. The path in front of me became clear. And I can assure you that being sober, being in control of your drinking is not difficult. It is easy when you look at it from the perspective of what you're looking for from that first drink. And of course, because you can't get it from that first drink, it becomes more and more and more and more. When you feel safe in your emotional body, alcohol has no place in your life. And I don't mean it has no place and you never have to drink again. It becomes irrelevant. It becomes a choice, not a need. And right now, if you're watching this, it is a need, not a choice. You cannot change your drinking with any level of easy success. And life is not supposed to be a stress and struggle. It's supposed to be easy. You cannot change your drinking with fight, with focusing on alcohol, with avoiding or limiting alcohol. Though those tactics work on a day when you are more emotionally imbalanced, when you are further out of balance, you feel like your willpower is weakening, you feel like you're failing, and all it means is you are back in need of the protection of alcohol. That's what I call the alcohol illusion, the illusion of safety, the illusion of protection. So if you would like to know more about my work, you can reach out to me. You can contact me on my website. I also do a fantastic free 7-day regain control of your drinking experience. All the links are all over the place here. But for one thing, I am a brilliant alcohol control coach. I'm not so great with the tech. That's not my area of expertise. I hope this is valuable to you. If it is, watch it again. If you know of anybody who is really struggling with their drinking, pass it on to them. And if you want to know really the easy way to change your drinking, subscribe to my channel, follow me, and let me show you the way.